Today I'm here to explain about these questions, but actually in the last video I explained about the limits. So if you have no idea about this question, please check out my previous videos as well. Okay, so let's get started. First of all, let me explain about the detail of this graph. This black line is the graph of y called f of x, and there's an open circle. This means there are two open circles here. This means the graph doesn't pass this point. And there's another point here. There's another closed circle. It's a bit hard to see. It's this one. This means the graph passes here. Okay, so let's get started. First one is limit f of x as x approaches -2 from left side. This negative means x approaches from left side, okay? And it says x approaches -2, which is here, and from left side, so this way. As x approaches -2 from left side, y value is going to close to -2 as well. So the answer is -2. Okay, next one. Limit f of x as x approaches -2 from right side. This plus means x approaches from right side, okay? Then when x approaches from right side, the value of f of x is getting close to -1 here. So this value is -1. Okay, the next one is a little bit tricky. Limit f of x as x approaches -2. So it doesn't mention if you approach from left side or right side. In this case, you have to do it both sides. Then you have to compare the answer. In this case, it says if you approach from left side, the value is -2. But on the other hand, if x approaches from right side, the value is -1. So it doesn't correspond. It doesn't have same value. So in this case, this value doesn't exist. DNE. You can write the value if this value corresponds. If this value are same, you can write the value here, but if not, you have to write it like DNE. Okay? The number D, f of -2. f of -2 is when you plug in -2, what's the y value? It's the f of -2. In this case, when x equals -2, the graph passes this point, so the value is negative. Okay. The next question, limit f of x as x approaches from left side. X approaches 0 from right side. When x is equal 0, it's here. And when x approaches from left side, like this, the value of f of x is getting close to 2. And number B, limit f of x as x approaches from right side. From this side, the value of f of x is getting close to 2 as well. Then again, number C, limit f of x as x approaches 0. So now you compare the value from left side and right side, and these have same values, so you can say limit f of x as x approaches 0 is 2, because these are same value. Okay. The final last question, f of 0. f of 0 is actually doesn't exist because, like I said, this open circle means the graph doesn't pass here. So if you approach it from left side or right side, it's getting close to 2, but actually doesn't have a value of 2. Okay, so the answer is going to be D, and E doesn't exist. That's all.